Welcome back. Boy, I tell you, a lot of people have been complaining about the price of Blu-ray for a very long time, but I gotta say, like, now it has just become ridiculously affordable. I mean, it's almost down to DVD level already. Okay, I'll give you some examples, the ones that I picked up the other day. Alright, so let's start with the most expensive one and work our way down. Now this one's a pretty new release. It just came out a few weeks ago, or I guess maybe about a month ago. And this was a movie that I completely missed in theaters. What else is new? I always miss movies in theaters. But I also passed on the original Blu-ray release because I really wanted to have the full experience version as it was presented in theaters. I am, of course, talking about a Rodriguez Tarantino double feature, Grindhouse. Yeah, gotta work on my badass narrator voice. So this is a very nice edition. First off, you got a slipcover, which is quite nice, and it's mostly matte finish except for the Grindhouse words on here. So yeah, I know there is, of course, the two extended versions that were released separately of Planet Terror and Death Proof, but I actually meant to pick those up for a long time. I just never got around to it. And then when I heard that they were coming out with this one, which recreates the full theatrical experience with all the fake trailers and everything, I was just like, that's the one I want. And best of all, this is cheap. This is a 2-disc set, absolutely bursting with extras, and it was, I think, $21.99. $21.99. That's not too shabby, considering all the content you get on here. So inside you got the regular Blu-ray case. See? So those of you complaining about, not liking the design of Blu-ray cases, well, that's why we have slipcovers. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a trend from now on. I see a lot of movies having slipcovers. So inside we actually have, oh my god, a booklet. And just one second here, let's take that out. And 2 discs that are made to look like records. So this disc has the complete 3-hour, 11-minute version of Grindhouse as seen in theaters, complete with all the fake trailers where they should be. The only thing you don't get on this edition is the extended versions, and you also don't get the scratch-free version of Planet Terror as it appeared on the Planet Terror single disc. So, or I guess that was a double disc edition too. So for completists, you probably want to get this plus the other ones just to have everything. That's definitely what I plan to do. So yeah, so I had never seen this before, so I actually watched this for the very first time ever just a couple days ago, and I just loved it. I had a blast with it. I know a lot of people say they preferred Planet Terror over Death Proof. For the most part, I agree with that because I feel that Planet Terror more properly captured the Grindhouse feel. Like, it really felt like a cheesy B-movie, and it also had a lot more, fucked up film and whatnot all over the place, which I really loved. I thought it really just added to the whole kind of, you're watching this in a dilapidated old theater on a print that's run through a projector 100,000 times. It was great. I noticed that Tarantino's part, Death Proof, was way more clean. There was a little bit of jumpiness and scratchiness here and there, but for the most part it was a lot cleaner and less jumpy than Planet Terror was. And didn't have as epic a missing reel as Planet Terror did. I love the missing reel part in Planet Terror. I just about died laughing at that part. It's like you feel like you've just missed 20 minutes of the movie because it comes back from the missing reel. There's just all this shit happening. You're like, what the hell is going on? But that's great. That was just beautifully done. Yeah, so anyway, I had a blast with this, and it is absolutely loaded with extras. Let's see if I can give you just sort of a... Okay, first off, it has all the extras from the previous releases. The only thing it doesn't have, as I mentioned, is the scratch-free version of Planet Terror. So on disc 1, you've got Planet Terror, the intermission cards. You've got the Machete trailer, which precedes Planet Terror, of course. Werewolf Women of the SS trailer, Don't trailer, Thanksgiving trailer, Death Proof. You got Planet Terror commentary by writer-director Robert Rodriguez, Planet Terror audience reaction track, much like they did with the Sin City, Thanksgiving trailer commentary by director Eli Roth and co-writer actor Jeff Randell. Jeff Randell was the guy who did the narration for Thanksgiving. Disc 2, you got all new bonus features. This is in addition to the old bonus features. You got Rodriguez's 10-minute cooking school. He shows you how to do Texas barbecue. I was like, oh, that looks so good. It just made me hungry. The makeup effects of Planet Terror, the hot rods of Death Proof, the production design of Death Proof, and the making of the trailers. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff of the trailers and extended versions of a bunch of the trailers as well. So if you're a fan of the fake trailers, you're definitely well taken care of with this edition. I know a lot of fans felt pretty gypped with the previous editions, the fact that all the trailers were missing except for Machete, because it's basically part of Planet Terror. But yeah, getting back to just for a moment the whole thing about people preferring Planet Terror over Death Proof. Yeah, well, I think the main reason for that also is Planet Terror is very fast-paced. I mean, it's just a balls-to-the-wall, fun ride from beginning to end. And then you get into Death Proof, which is comparatively slow. I mean, it's a very Tarantino movie. It's very dialogue-driven, very character-driven, lots of fancy camera work and stuff. That's another thing, is like I feel that Tarantino kind of went for just doing a Tarantino movie in Grindhouse style, whereas Robert Rodriguez went to do more of a proper Grindhouse movie. You know, because Death Proof definitely just has sort of the trademark Tarantino feel, and a lot of stuff that you would never see in a real Grindhouse movie. You know, like the actually well-written dialogue and competent acting. Those are things you would never see in a real Grindhouse movie. And creative camera work. You know, you might see the occasional interesting shot in an old Grindhouse movie, but not anything like what Tarantino does. You know, so yeah, I can see how some people would have some issues with that. And you know what? I've spent a long time talking about Grindhouse because I'm just blown away. Like, I can't believe I waited this long to see it, and I'm just blown away by it. I think it was just amazing. And you know, I just want to make it clear, I did not dislike Death Proof. I enjoyed both of them, and I will watch the whole thing over and over and over again, probably a million more times before I die. But I did enjoy Planet Terror more, but I enjoyed both of them. You know, I enjoyed both of them. The only complaint I have about Death Proof, and I think a lot of people sort of concur on this, is that it took a little bit long to sort of get moving. It seemed to dwell... I mean, I love Tarantino's dialogue, don't get me wrong. I can just listen to it all day, but... In terms of, you know, it being a Grindhouse movie, you kind of expect it to get into the, you know, the schlockiness a little faster, and man, the car chase at the end was just spectacular, absolutely spectacular. That's definitely one of the best car chases I've seen in a long time. It was just amazing. Yeah. Anyway, Grindhouse on Blu-ray, get it. And we're going to call this a review of Grindhouse on Blu-ray because it's just supposed to be a Blu-ray update. I was supposed to say, I got Grindhouse. Moving on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist the opportunity to yak about it for a bit because it was just so frickin' awesome. Yeah, so those of you who've been wanting the original theatrical version in all its original theatrical version glory, with everything intact, get this one. But if you're an absolute completist that has to have everything like me, hang on to your other DVDs or Blu-rays as well, because a lot of the content on those, such as the extended cuts and the clean cut, are not on this one. Alright, I think I've repeated myself enough. We got 2 more Blu-rays, and we're going to talk about them next time. Alright, so we'll see you then. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.